Podcast day.
Podcast day. Thank you for joining us.
So delish.
This is yummy.
I mean,
Kimmy, tell us about this bottle. It's so pretty too.
it is. It's gorge.
Yeah.
This is from France, La France. Again, I don't know how to say again in France.
Mm-hmm.
But this is from our friends at Gustave Laurent's winery. That is in the d'Alsace region in France. So take note of that.
Take note of that. Write that
we are
down.
sipping on a Cremant d'Alsace Brut. So it is delicious and delightful. I don't know about you, but I like smell and taste crisp apples.
Crisp apples. That's definitely a big thing. And I think this bottle is cool for like bringing a bottle somewhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think it looks like, did I say this last time about its sister? I think like Regal.
Maybe.
It's like
very, it is.
Yeah.
It's really pretty. So this one, I think last time we had the rosé. This is the Brut.
Right.
So this is made up of white grapes, so Pinot Blanc, Pinot Gris, actually a little bit of Pinot Noir. So there's some red grapes in there, and Chardonnay.
Okay.
So it's delicious. They say it pairs wonderfully with roasted chicken.
How do they know?
What
That's amazing.
They know. They just know.
But not fried chicken, just roasted chicken, Kim?
No, roast chicken. And it lets you help out with like
this is so beyond anything I understand or know. I love it.
Yeah, it's so yummy.
Thank you for the cheat sheet. Where can our friends find it?
I know. So if you're local, our friends can find this at Safeway in Oak Brook. They can find it at Sal's Beverage in Elmhurst. And then in the northwest suburbs, they can find it at D&J Bistro.
Awesome.
So I would highly recommend seeking out a bottle of this, the Gustave Laurent.
Especially when you have roasted chicken.
Cremant d'Alsace Brut. Did I say that right? Probably not. But
I think it sounds like you'd be very confident because it sounds very good.
I tried. I gave it my best effort for French. So
very good.
It's delicious. So
yes,
cheers.
Very, very good.
And thank you. Thank you very much to our sponsor.
Very good. Thank you to our sponsor for sure.
So good.
So I had an interesting dinner date last night.
Really?
And I thought it was going to be a heavy conversation.
Yeah.
And it turned out, I shared with you delightfully today, that it was actually inspiring.
Well, do share.
So I have a friend that has, who's older than us and has been given a certain amount of time to live. Had cancer and then was cancer-free. And now the cancer is back in several areas. And basically, even with treatment, there's months to a year.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So I thought,
that's a tough pill to swallow.
And I walked away from that. And this is what I thought we could talk about. I walked away from that with his perspective of such courage. Now, he's 81.
Okay.
So he's lived a life that he's very proud of, he said. And he said that he has relationships in his life that are very valuable, that he actually said he made a list of 25 people.
Okay.
He said of, relationships that he, obviously his grandchildren, he's a grandpa, he's seen his kids get married, things like that. And he's very content in his life.
Okay.
He's saying no to things he doesn't want to do anymore. He said, I won't go any more parties. He said, I don't need to meet any more people, networking, things like that.
Okay.
And the only work he's doing is what he's very passionate about, which is in the lines of coaching. And he's just going to spend time with his family, and he's going to do the treatment. Maybe something else comes along. Maybe it's prolonged, but So I left very positive from that.
Yeah. And it's interesting because I think that most anyone, and probably initially for him too, when you get a diagnosis or if a doctor tells you something like that, it's sadness, it's shock, it's grief. It might be a woe is me, why me, like, But in all things that we talk about, it's well, how are you going to approach it?
Right.
Are you just gonna hang your head low and mope and that's it? And it sounds like for him, he is gonna take it. He's accepting it, but he's
Mm-hmm.
taking it head on to do the things that he wants to do. It reminds me of the song from Tim McGraw, the "Live Like
Mm-hmm.
You Are Dying," right?
Yeah,
And if
yeah,
you
yeah, yeah.
listen to
Love that.
those
Love that.
words
Yeah.
about his dad, right, being diagnosed with cancer, it's like, I'm going to do all these things that I want to do
Right. And that
and
is
have
how
no
we're supposed to,
regrets.
right. And
Yeah.
that is how we're supposed to live. But this is what I think, I think what most people forget. We're all going to die.
Well, unfortunately,
We
well,
are
fortunately or
all,
unfortunately, it depends on
yeah,
how you look at
but
things.
we're all
But
going to die. I mean, my
yeah,
dad is hanging on to, I don't know exactly what type of quality of life, honestly.
yeah,
I mean, it's just what's about him. He's not confused too much,
right,
but it's not like he can do the
right.
things he used to love
Yeah,
to do. And he's going to be 87 in a couple
yeah,
months.
yeah. And that's
But
actually a good point because it's quality of life and maybe
yes,
not necessarily
we did, yes.
quantity of life.
But then again, just at a restaurant yesterday, you said there was a, a funeral dinner for someone that passed away at 47.
This is very true. Very true.
I see where that is particularly sad. Now, it's not that he did, and obviously he was sick, right?
He was sick, but he had a
Yeah,
he has a young wife, young family,
yeah, yeah.
and that is sad. But
It's way more tragic than an older
yeah,
person
yeah,
passing on. We I think we all agree on that.
yeah.
But
But I think, what we wanted to be able to share and talk about today is, w- how do you want to live
yeah,
your life if you knew it was very limited? I mean, we all, again,
if you knew the
if
date,
you knew the date, yeah, that or thereabouts, whatever,
right,
call it a
right,
year,
right, a window,
whatever.
yeah, like
How,
he was given,
right,
right.
how would you live your life? Would you do anything differently than what you're doing today or how you're living your life
Right.
today? And I think that will be an answer that's obviously different for everyone, but also in your, it'll be different for your different stages of life. The
Yes.
way that I would say I would answer that question now is definitely different than 20 years ago
Yeah.
when I was, starting my family and,
For sure.
raising kids and
For
trying to have a
sure.
career. Yeah. So,
And I'm 55 and I'm still building things. Like
mm-hmm.
this fall, I'm really excited about building a whole nother, arm or, of my business, right? Like
Yeah.
I'm still want to create and build and things like that. I understand his perspective being like, I'm done. He's actually made a lot of money in his life,
Yeah.
and he and everyone in his family is taken care of. I think I just like to build, and I'm a dreamer, like I still want to do those things. But if I was given a limited amount of time at my age, I wouldn't be doing that. I am assuming I'm going to live. I got some long ass genes in my family. My grandmother lived to
Yeah.
97. My other grandmother lived to 103.
Yeah. Yeah.
Those are, my
That's,
dad's still kicking around, and we
yeah.
we looked up the average
The average age in the
in the
US
US, right?
for both men and women is 78. But if you're going to
For an average of
divide between
right,
the sexes, women tend to live longer. And I think
more like
that's,
81,
yeah.
they
And,
said, and
men
men
are 76.
76.
So,
Woo!
so
76. We know a lot of people in their 70s. So like if you make it to 80
yeah. Yeah.
as a man, you're above
Yeah.
average in
Yeah.
your lifespan.
Yeah.
So
But I think I'm with you. I had grandparents that lived, to 95 and almost 101. So it's kind of like, I feel that if you are healthy, right, and you're of sound mind and body, and you can do the things that you want to do,
but can you live independently? I don't want to be dependent on my children. I just do that, and it's not a knock to my father.
mm-hmm.
He'll never watch this podcast, but I hope with family, it's not a knock to that. I just don't want that. I'm not married. I don't, you know what I mean? I just don't want that. I don't wish that for me.
Right.
So I'm okay, like, calling it quits earlier than that. You know what I mean? So even if I know that's a rough statement, but I'm sure somebody else feels that way.
Well, I'm sure they feel that way, and either they have made arrangements so that when the time, like I know from my parents, when the time comes,
Yeah,
they will go into some type of assisted living. It's
yeah.
it's written out for them already because they don't want their children to have to take care of
Okay.
them, so to speak, right?
Yeah.
So that's already planned out.
That's not the solution I was talking about, though.
Well, but maybe it could be. I mean, I don't. You know what? I mean, if you look at baby boomers, and then you're going to look at, we are sandwich generation right now. So after the boomers, it's
Love that.
us.
Yeah.
There's so many different options, I think, right now than what there was many years ago.
That's true, Kim.
To have someone take care of you, or even come to your home to
And
take care of
there's
you.
ways of getting paid to do that,
Yes,
to care
right.
for somebody too.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. And I'm sure there's going to be more to follow. So, yeah, I mean, so question. So, if you did receive a, like, quote unquote death sentence, end of life, what have you,
Diagnosis, and somebody saying,
diagnosis, yeah,
yeah.
what would be like 3 things that you would just automatically do?
I left that meeting yesterday and I shared it with several people yesterday because I felt like it was so important.
Yeah,
So I think the message is actually important. So I'm so glad that we're talking about it now, because now more people than just the 3 people I talked to yesterday and
right.
this morning. So I think spreading the word about that is very important. And
Yeah,
that is what I would focus on mainly, I think. Obviously, I love being with my kids and my grandkids, and I have great relationships with them. I want to be around to see, my younger kids marry like my older kids. I would love to be a part of that. Tracy loves a good party.
you like to travel
I
also.
do love to travel.
Would
So
you book a couple trips?
if I had the right person, if I was sick, I don't know that I would leave the country.
But initially,
Okay.
like
So if you're
I'm
saying if
saying,
someone just gave me a date,
you just,
magical.
yeah, you have a date and you're like,
Yeah.
okay, this is
I would blow all my money.
okay.
I would just have parties of people that I don't need new people in my
Right.
life.
Yeah, yeah.
I would spend time with I have so many quality people in my life.
Mhm.
My family included, but friends. I have wonderful friends I've known for a long time, and friends
Right.
but so I would want them. I would want, I think, I think the assumption is that when I pass, someone's going to be sad, right? I mean, someone's going to be sad.
I'm
That's
gonna be
You're going to be sad,
sad.
right? So I would want to celebrate with those people
Yeah.
and give them those memories. That's what I think.
Yeah.
And
I,
I probably would just blow my money and not work. Not that I work very
right.
hard, let's be clear.
Well, I mean, you would do what you would want to do to have fun or enjoy what you want to do.
Yes.
It,
Same question to you, Kimberly.
well, I would freak out because death does kind of scare me, not gonna lie.
Okay.
But
Fair. Good answer.
but I do love my family dearly. So I would probably do a lot with them. I would travel as well. I love to travel. I would take my family on vacations.
Create memories.
Create memories, be there with them, my grandbaby or grandbabies, whatever
Mm-hmm.
that looks like.
Right.
And I don't know. I love a good meal. I love just experiencing.
You would still work out every day.
I would still work out every day because I love that mentally
I do
and
too.
physically, right? And it
We
makes me
are
feel good.
same. We're on the
So
same
I would
page.
still do that.
Mm-hmm.
And I would I would not work probably
Right.
because I would love to be able to, like, either volunteer somewhere consistently or do some philanthropy work, things because
Really?
that makes me feel good. If
Oh,
I if I
I'm not
had
doing that.
if I had enough money to not work
Mm-hmm.
and
Okay, but
be
that's
fine,
different if you had a finite time in life.
True. I'm saying I would do that because that would make
I would
me
do
feel
that
good.
as well if I would do that as well if I didn't have a finite time. If I, you know, we all have a finite
No, even
time,
if I did have a finite time, I would want
that's great.
to be able to give my time
Yeah.
and talents, whatever that looks like,
Yeah.
to someone else, or to help raise money, or do something good for someone else that is less fortunate.
I would do that with, right, less fortunate. Okay, but I would do that with my children and my, you know, I think those are the people that are going to tell the stories about me.
Of
right?
course.
Those are the people that I'd want to create memories.
Yes.
What was
Agreed.
that movie, Kim, where he was dying and so he started recording. Oh my gosh. He started recording everything for his child that was very little.
Oh,
Do you remember? It was a man. It was
I don't
it's
know.
not ringing any bells, is it?
Was it Tom Hanks?
No, but it was
I don't
who's
know.
the Beetlejuice?
Oh, was it Jack Frost?
That's not the movie.
I know, but he was also Batman. Why can't we think of his name?
What's his name? Michael Keaton. It was Michael Keaton in the movie. I don't know the name of the movie, but he was recording things for his son. He would teach him how to tie a tie. You know what I mean? He was doing things like that in like lessons in life, and he went around with this big camera because this was a while ago, you know.
Yeah.
So I think I would do a fair amount of that. Not
You
to freak
would.
my kids out,
You would.
but
That'd be nice.
I would totally.
Yeah.
I've even thought about. I have my whole funeral plan, by the way. It's like in a drawer in a folder.
Yep, I'm aware of that.
But yes, you have a very important role. But and I'm not sick. I'm not dying. It's just in case something happens.
Right.
But I also think I am going to record something to be played at my funeral.
Okay.
And you're probably going to be responsible for that. But I think that's
Noted.
like what a way to get the last word. You know what I mean?
Well, yes. And I would also, when the time comes, I definitely want a party, right?
I want a party.
Right? And if I could do it, maybe you just do your funeral and then like everyone gets the heck out of Dodge and there's enough money that everyone goes somewhere and just parties, and then maybe takes my ashes and takes me with.
That's awesome. Agreed. I also, when my grandmother passed away, we got money, and a lot of us got together with that money, and we went on a trip together.
Yeah, nice.
So that was like the trip we did to remember Grandma.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
love that.
I hope my kids do that too.
Yeah,
I mean, I could specify that, but I hope that's like, take my ashes and sprinkle them on a beach. I mean, a pretty sunset. How would you not see a pretty sunset and think of me if you were my children? Because I've just made them love that, So. Yeah, I think it's important to talk about, because I think we're all going to die. It's not, people don't talk about this thing because they don't want to, because it is hurtful and it is sad, and it happens prematurely for sure. But if you knew there was a date, how would you live? What would you do? How would you prepare? And we've said before in an earlier podcast, and we could look up what podcast it was, but we talked about preparing for your,
it's a loving thing to do.
It is a loving thing to do.
It's very, very loving.
To be organized. If you were to die, to be organized so your family could just pick up a folder and say, okay, what am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
Here it is.
Right. No, I
your
agree.
finances are in order. Your life insurance is paid. What do you want with your assets? Don't let your siblings or your children fight over those things. It's a loving thing to do, to be prepared.
That would be yes.
So you got to go back and watch that podcast.
Yes, definitely do that and be prepared.
Yes.
But I think also, I mean, I'm sure a lot of us have bucket lists, right? Of things that we want to do. So maybe you do.
Do you have a written bucket list? I don't.
I did, and I don't know
what. You don't know what happened to it?
I don't know where it is. I
put it in your phone. You'll never lose it.
I need to. Well, I like to write things down, but
I have so many notes.
You have a lot of notes. But I would say, you know what? Write your bucket list. It's so delicious.
It is really yummy.
If you don't have a bucket list, I would get a bucket list.
Okay, that's a good plan.
Right?
Are you going to do that? You're telling our listeners, will you actually do that?
I will.
Okay.
I will. I have one in my head. I just need
Let's give ourselves a week. By next time we podcast record, let's
Well, how many things? I mean, it could be a really
10.
big 10. Okay. I was going to go with 25, but
Oh,
that's,
25 is a lot. I mean,
well,
that's right. You're big and small.
you know,
Big and
I
small.
think we're at an age now, right, in our mid 50s, where there's still, hopefully, a lot of life left. And I think it's just good to be able to put as much as you can on there. Or maybe you don't want to do a lot of things. I mean, that's fine too. Maybe it's you want to go on vacation for 6 months out of the year at the same place. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, everyone's different, right? I
I
want
know
to be.
someone that wants to.
Do you? Oh, I was gonna say
Yeah.
I want to travel the world. Like, I want to go
I know
to.
someone that just wants to pick up and go live like in a different place, like a month at a time.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's cool too.
Yeah.
So, I think that, I don't know. It's interesting. Everyone has different thoughts, different dreams, and different ways they want to spend and
Right.
live their life.
Right.
So,
But you're not what they say, two things for sure.
yeah, it's death and taxes.
Death in Texas. You are going
So,
to die. You are going to die. So are you living your life the way you
yeah.
want to be? Are you spending time with the people you want to be? Very
Are
interesting. It
you
was
saying no to things that you don't want
all
to do?
that was the most
Right?
that was the most when
Yeah.
he said that, he goes, I won't, he goes, the president, or like he was naming like famous people could ask me and say they're going to honor me at a
Yeah.
dinner and I would still say no.
Yeah.
He said, because I have everyone in my life that I want to have in my life right
Yeah.
now.
And I think that's very
That's
powerful.
coming from a man that's dying, you guys. That's
Well,
like
right. Dying, but also an extremely successful human being in his 81 years, right?
happy with his life.
Right.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
I think all of us can kind of pause and take note of that, as to, if someone did ask me to do something and I didn't want to do it, I'd say,
Not going to happen.
no way. I'm going to go spend time with my kids or my
She would
grandkids.
never say no way to your face. She's way too nice. I might say that, but you would.
Well, if I had an expiration date that I knew about, I might say it.
You'll still say it, but it won't be no
I don't
way.
know.
No,
I
you're way
mean,
too
would
kind.
you go out every night? I mean, I'm just bringing up hypotheticals.
I would hate to
right?
sleep,
You know,
honestly. Yeah, I
like,
would. I mean, I have a hard time.
you
I have
know,
a hard time being home for 2 nights in a row
you
as it,
do.
as it
But
stands, and
would
I'm not
you,
sick and dying.
right? But some people might want to cook for their family every
Yes,
night.
yes.
Some people, I don't would want to go out dancing. We do love to dance.
We do love to dance.
You know,
Let's have a dance party.
I love dance parties. Would you go play golf every single day?
No.
I wasn't asking you
Right.
specifically.
I was
but
going to say.
you
Well, I
guys
was.
know what I
I'm
mean.
sorry. Did that come out? Yeah. No, I wouldn't be doing that.
I know that.
Yeah.
But
Well,
there's a lot.
we get together and we talk about why we're going to do these podcasts and stuff. We hope that this challenges someone that's listening to live like you're dying.
Yeah. And think about
Because
how you
we
are
are
living your
all
life.
dying.
Yeah.
It could be an accident. It doesn't have to be an illness where you have some mourning. I would have preferred my brother to have had some mourning. There's so many things I would have said, things
Yeah.
we would have done, all that kind of stuff. It was just one day he just wasn't there anymore.
Yeah.
And that's unfortunate. Same
And
thing.
it was unexpected. We don't expect it. Right.
Same thing with Matt's brother
Yep.
as well, right?
Yeah.
So we live with that. So I hope that we can, I hope that this podcast just puts a little, thought in your head about maybe living a life that you could be proud of in case you don't wake up tomorrow.
That's true. And there's the old saying, right? Yesterday was the past, today is the present, and tomorrow's a gift.
Tomorrow is a gift.
So,
yeah. Well, you're a gift, Kimberly. Thanks for this. I
Aw.
hope it's not a dark topic.
No, we don't. It can be, and
Yeah.
and I think a lot of people do look at it that way, understandably.
Okay.
But this is a different perspective and a view to look at things
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
It's not to say that you can't feel all those yucky and things that all of us as humans would feel, but this is just another avenue to say, well, hey, maybe I could look at things a little bit differently.
Yeah.
And do the things I want to do, and live the life I want to live and with the people I want to be with.
Exactly. That's another podcast.
So
if you think it, say it. Tell those people you love
please
them. Don't hold a grudge.
Yes. Think it, say it.
Those are things that we've already talked about that we do try to live by. I mean, or clearly not. Kim is pretty perfect, but I'm not. Perfect,
no, I'm not. There's a lot of times where I'm like, oh, I should have said something, and I didn't.
Ooh, really?
I'm
learning.
Progress,
I sent a text to somebody today that I was thinking of, and I was like, well, I'll text her later. I'm like, nope.
Yep,
I'm going to text her right now. I did it today. So those are little things. So, I mean, this podcast is helping me grow to be what I think is a better human being.
Yes, absolutely.
Because we're all here together and we're only here for a limited time. So
we are.
I'm trying.
Yeah, and we love you, friends. So
thanks for listening.
Yes, we love you. And please like and follow. And
please like and follow.
Because you know what? You guys are amazing. So
we love to see you guys enjoy our podcast. So thanks for watching.
We do.
Cheers.
Cheers. Ciao.
Gave forgiveness I've been denying. And he said, someday I'll hold